Hello and welcome to the Quebber channel. I am Jason, your host. I tried to do 3 different videos today, and each time my brain was so depressed and about all the stuff that's going on at the moment that my brain sort of stopped halfway through. I'd start the video, I'd get to like about 5-6 minutes in, and then I'd just stop talking. Which is usually a sign that that isn't what my brain wants to talk about. It's usually a sign that that isn't the way to go. So here's the thing. The things that are happening in the UK to do with disability that are horrible, terrifying in fact. It's worse than we thought. I mean, on the one hand you've got them cutting benefits to a point that it will be a violation of the Human Rights Act. Yes, we already know that. That they're going to be defunding the mental health part of the National Health Service next year, which will make things even worse. And we've just found out that they're going to pass it through an Act of Parliament, which means that the way they're going to pass it means that we can't actually fight it in the courts. You see, if they pass it as a normal proposal and a normal set of rules, then we could go to court and say, hey, this violates the basic human rights, and it would overturn it. But there's a way they can do it through Parliament, which means you can't take it to court. And that's what they're doing, which shows intent. They're going to get this passed no matter what we try, no matter how much we scream. So that's the situation. I would say to anyone that anybody who has the chance of leaving this country, of getting the fuck out, go. Start up somewhere else, because any government with a majority like the one ours has got, who knowingly uses a tactic to avoid the breaches of human rights and the violations that they know it is, you're not safe in the future. It doesn't matter if you've got someone who's disabled. It doesn't matter if you know someone who's disabled. What matters is, once they've got this through, they've got a tactic and a way to basically, you might be next. Because this is a very, very not good thing. Why am I not completely freaked out by it? Because I am lucky. Why am I always saying I'm lucky? Because I've got a house over my head that isn't dependent on DWP. That soon I will be removing myself from the means-tested situation. Yes, it will mean I have to be very, very careful with money. It will mean I have to sort things out and do things that I don't want to have to do. But it will mean that I will no longer have DWP watching over everything I do. Do you know that I have to notify the DWP every time I sell an item on eBay? Not for profit, but basically to make sure I don't get shut down by them. If I sell something in my house to buy another piece of disabled equipment, just to basically do what everybody does, replace stuff with stuff they sold, I have to notify them. I have to ring up my bank to make sure they won't flag me for having more money in than the DWP send me. So that then they don't go send a flag to the AI system of the Department of Work and Pension, and they freeze my bank account now. I have to think about that every time I sell an item in the house. No human being should have to live like that. They've already proved that they made this excuse that, oh, we're bringing all these powers so we can look at disabled people's bank account and that, because they're cheating the system out of so much money, when really the actual statistics, their own statistics, show less than 0%, it's 0.4% or something like that, of fraud exists. Of actual fraud exists. So I can't live within that. As soon as I can remove myself from that system, even though it's going to be harsh and scary, I can't live within that system. Imagine a benefit system that was supposed to be put in place to protect the most vulnerable, to protect disabled, to protect people with mental health issues. And I'm actively considering and going to have to remove myself from it before they thingy me, because if I stay, then I'm going to be changed over to what's called universal credit, and I'm going to have another review and all these things. I can't put myself through that. So I class myself as lucky because I have a plan. I have a way through. I've done the math. I can survive at least for 20 months, if not 80 months, if I'm very careful and I set up a Patreon and I start redoing all my bits and pieces like Twitch streaming and being an affiliate and all those things. I can make probably enough with the Patreon and that and a few other bits and pieces that I can actually survive for 80 months plus. If I get the money, release some equity in this house. There's a lot of people who are not going to have that chance, who don't have any equity, who, by the act of being disabled and what they have to pay out, and that they don't have a nest egg, they don't have any access to any money. I will only have access to it because my mum left me this house, and it's an asset I can put into this situation. So, I'm okay. I'm not as good as I would be if this fucking government wasn't so intent on trying to kill me off and any other disabled person off because of the way they are. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm more worried about other people in this situation than myself. So, bye-bye for now. This is Jason for the VRchat.